right, I'm going to go through the solutions for the derivative calculus review that I gave you to do this week. So the first problem, talking about our fish tank, one thing it notes here is volume is given in liters. How do you convert this to centimeters cubed? So one thing we need to know is that 1 liter is equal to 1,000 centimeters cubed. It also says do not include the top of the box when computing the total length of the frame. So that means I won't care about any of these pieces up there. All right, so part A, the first part, it says if the length of the base is 100 centimeters, what is its width? And it says right here that the length is twice the width. So if the length is twice the width, that means that my width would be 50 centimeters. So I'm just gonna write this out here. So our width is 50 centimeters. The second part of A says that show that in this case, the height of the tank is 45 centimeters. So we need to show that answer of 45. So in this problem, it says that our volume is 225 liters. That was given right here. Again, that's given in liters. Our units for our dimensions are given in centimeters. So I'm going to have to convert that to centimeters cubed. So 1,000 centimeters cubed divided by 1 liter. My liters cancel, and that gives me 225,000 centimeters cubed. So that is my volume. And volume is length times width times height. So I have my length is 100, my width is 50, my height is what we need to solve for. We need to show that it's 45. So hopefully by doing this, our math works out. So that's going to be 5,000 H, 225,000. Divide both sides by 5,000. So 225 is really divided by 5 is what we are doing. And 225 divided by 5 does give me 45 for the height. All right, the last part of A says find the total length of the steel frame. Remember, it told us above, do not include the top of the box. So that means I'm not including any of these 4 pieces. So that means I'm just going to have 2 lengths for this length as well as the one in the back. So I have 2L plus 2 widths, this width here as well as that width, plus I'm going to have 4 heights because I have this one, this one, this one, as well as that one. And I'm trying to see, does it give us any other info? Well, I mean, just then from there, I can substitute the values that I have. So my length is 100. My width is 50. And my height is 45. So then I'm just going to put that in my calculator to figure out what the total length of the steel frame is. So 2 times 100, so it's 200 plus 100 for the 2 times 50 plus the 4 times 45. So I get 480. And this is in centimeters, is the total length of the steel frame. All right, so then part B. Part B says if the width of the tank is X, find an expression for the volume of the tank in terms of x and h, where h is the height of the tank. All right, well, from earlier, it said that the length is twice the width, and it wants me to use x for the width. So if this is x, then this is going to have to be 2x because it's twice the width. And then it just said to use h for the height. So my volume is going to be equal to 2x times x times h, which is 2x squared times h. So that's all I need to do for part B. Part C says show that L, the total length of the steel frame, can be written as this right here. Okay. So to do that, and let me actually first, with this here, I'm going to solve this for h, except for I'm going to substitute 225,000 in for the volume because it told me earlier in the problem that that was my total volume. So that means I'm just going to divide both sides by 2x squared. So that is going to be 112,500 divided by x squared. So that's what h is equal to. Because notice here, we don't have h at all. Whereas in this equation here for my length, this is equal to my length. I do have h. All right, so remember that L, my length, from how I labeled it earlier, is really 2x. My width is really x because my length is twice the width. So I'm going to be substituting 2x in for L, x in for W, and then I'll be substituting this in for the h. So 2 times 2x plus 2x plus 4 times and that's equal to L for my length. So that's going to be 2 times 2x, 4x plus 2x, 4 times that. Let me do that really quick. Oh, there's my email, everyone. So 4 times 112,500. So the 450,000 divided by x squared is equal to L. And then combine like terms, 4x plus 2x, 6x. One more 0, yeah. And that's what we were hoping to get just from right here. All right, then it says use your expression in part B. Find an expression for height in terms of x. We did that already to help us with that. Part C. And then part D says find the dimensions of the tank that minimize. So again, minimize means figuring out where my slope is 0 of the length of the steel frame. Find also the length of the frame in this case. All right, so that means I need to take the derivative of this, and then I need to set it equal to 0. So derivative of 6x is going to be 6, and actually let me rewrite this first. That's really going to be x to the negative 2. Take the derivative of that, so like L prime is equal to 6 minus double that is going to be 900,000 x to the negative 3. which I'm actually just going to already write down here. So I'm going to set this equal to 0. And I'm going to add this to the other side, so now it's positive. Going to cross multiply. Divide both sides by 6, and then take the cube root of that. So 900,000 divided by 6 gives me that. Then let's do the cube root of that. All right, so I get to at least 3 sig figs, I would get 53.1. So x is 53.1, and we're working in centimeters. All right, so that's my x. X, again, remember, is my width. So my width is 53.1 centimeters. My length is twice my width. So that means 53.1 times 2 is going to be 106.2 centimeters. And our height, we're going to have to do a little bit of calculating for that. So again, our height is right here, 112,500 divided by x squared. X, however, is 53.1, and that'll give me my height. So let me put that in the calculator as well. All right, so our height is, to 3 sig figs, that would be 39.9. Centimeters. It also wanted us to, so it wanted the dimensions and then also find the length of the frame. All right, so we have this equation right here we can use, because that is equal to my length. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to have 6 times our x is 53.1 plus 450,000 divided by 53.1 squared. All right, so our total length is 478.2. So I'm just going to use capital L for that. 478.2 is the total length of the frame. Again, I used this equation here to get that. I also could have used this equation here. Now that I know that my length, my width, and my height, I could have substituted each of those 3 values in, and I've gotten my length that way as well. Again, if you have questions on this problem, please feel free to ask me just through Canvas.